So another brief layout update. I'm now over here working on the grain mill facility here. So I have to add on to the table a little bit because when I built this, it's like 2.5 inches away from the wall. I think because of the heater pipes at the time that I built this, that's why I did that. So I have to fill that in. Another thing I want to mention, do yourself a favor. When you're doing bench work, do not use anything other than 3/4 inch ply. I made the mistake of using 1/2 inch plywood, and boy, I wished I knew that at the time, because it warps and it's not as rigid. You need 3/4. That makes life so much better. So if you're thinking about starting a layout, make sure you use 3/4 ply. So kind of this is what's going to happen here. So you can see there's going to be 2 tracks that come in. This building is staying as is right here. The building next to it on the left, with part of the roof missing, I'm going to cut that in half. And with it cut in half, it has the same width as these. So I'm going to put the 2 halves up against the wall here. And then I'll put the silos on the side of it. And then if I have some extra corrugated parts, I'm going to make a bridge that goes between this building and the building up against the wall. So that'll make it interesting. So we'll have 2 unloading tracks, and I'm going to extend that all the way to almost the doorway. So this bottom track here is going to shrink a little bit, and I think I'm going to put the cement factory in here, the Medusa cement, because I don't need that much track for that, I don't believe. I think I have that in my collection over here, but it's never been out of the box. I'll have to look. So that's what's going on. I'm going to utilize these curve switches. As you can see, this coming off my cheater track and the main line there. And I'm going to put a small track off that switch so that a switcher or GP9 or some small locomotive could be stored up here for switching out this industry. This is going to be a really busy place. There's going to be a lot happening, so we're going to keep a locomotive up there for switching. So as I mentioned before, my cheater track, which is this one right here, is so that I can keep a locomotive or a short train or whatnot in this main room of the main layout by crossing the interlocking, coming across onto the other track, and then flipping over and then coming back to here. While I'm not doing that, that cheater track is going to be a staging track for grain cars. So I can probably get, I don't know, I'd estimate 6 or so grain cars on that track. So it's going to be a pretty interesting and busy operation. And the other thing about doing this is it can be accessed from both tracks. So in other words, this track in the foreground right there, the traffic generally heads that way, and the back track heads that way. So access can be via this track here, or the return train, which would be on my side here, can come in this way and back in. So there's a lot of options. It's going to be pretty neat once this gets going. I also just purchased or placed an order for 18 slow motion tortoise switch machines to get all these interlockings powered up. As you may remember from previous videos, there's only 6 interlockings that are powered by Tortoise switch machines at this moment. And at some point in time, this interlocking here on the main will be upgraded to number 8s. These are all number 6s. It'll be upgraded to number 8s. That's going to be the goal eventually, is to have all the mainline interlockings upgraded to number 8 switches. So anyway, just a quick brief layout update. I got a little bit to do here, so thanks for looking.